What's up, you guys, and welcome back to school. But don't worry, everything is cool. I'm your host, Jalissa, and of course, I am here with the boys, Steve and Brennan. Say what's up, you guys.
What's up?
And we got a special guest today. We got Andrea.
Hey.
She's back and she's better than ever.
I'm just kidding. Woo! Yeah, oh, that's what I like. An independent queen. That's what I'm talking about.
Women in STEM.
Women in STEM.
She hypes herself up.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm my own hype man.
Andrea, you're here for a very special night school episode. See what we did there? Wow. I don't even think, I don't know. If you're watching, I don't know if you can even tell. Can you tell it's nighttime? Yeah.
It's 6:27 p.m.
Bro, you shouldn't do that. The FBI is going to be on our ass now.
They're already on our ass. They're watching us.
Wait, Andrea, last time you were here, you said you were on your sobriety, right?
What?
Yeah. She's free.
That's how she's back and she's better than ever.
Yeah. Ready to fuck some shit up.
That's how I see it. It's already starting. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. So I wanted to talk to you guys, specifically you, because we have women on the show. Mm-hmm. Why do you guys look at me like that? It's not like I said something offensive. I wanted
the way you the way you just
my aura,
the way you
my
just
tone,
say it, the way you say it.
Yeah.
It's not about what you said; it's about the way you said it. Yeah.
See the way you mock us, bro?
I know.
That's crazy.
Go ahead, do it back then. Brandon's on my side, right?
Go ahead, do it back then.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, hey, that hurts my feelings.
You see?
Now I get it. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about something. So we talked about this when we went on the IE and Besties, but we haven't had a chance to talk about it on this show. I wanted to talk to you guys about the Sassy Man Apocalypse. Do you guys know what the Sassy Man Apocalypse is?
Mm-hmm. I learned about it.
Do you?
Okay,
Besties. Andrea, do you know what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to explain anyways, just in case. Just
for our viewers, our listeners.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, guys. Play into it.
Okay, fine.
I said, oh, no, I don't know, Steve.
I actually forgot.
Really? You don't know?
I
Yeah.
forgot.
I've
never heard about this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Sassy Man Apocalypse is supposedly that right now in 2023, more than ever, are there men is there an uprising in men who are a little bit more in touch with their feminine side, a lot more, as you would say, sassy. And people seem to be up in arms about it. Some women seem to be very against it, seem to say that this is terrible. Let's go back to when men went to wars and built sheds, you know? And I wanted to ask you guys, have you guys ever dated a sassy man?
Damn, dated a sassy man?
They were like, I'd rather be dead. Isn't that crazy?
I feel like my man is a little sassy sometimes.
That doesn't count.
What?
I feel like some sass doesn't make you a sassy man. It's like
Is it like Brendan?
What?
Aw, leave him alone. He was born that way.
Straight. Excuse me. Whatever.
Brendan is sassy.
I'm sassy.
Okay,
Yeah,
actually,
look at yeah.
go sass for sass with that,
You don't want to
bro.
go sass for sass.
He says that he always goes sass with his partner and always fucking wins. So you guys don't want
I didn't
this.
say I win.
Nah?
No. I feel like sassy men have always existed. What about Prince and Michael Jackson?
Okay.
True. But they're saying that they're at an alarming rate now.
Is Bad Bunny a sassy man?
I don't know. I think so.
I think so.
Really?
I would say,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Like-
I
He's
think
pretty
so
sassy.
because what I think about is that time that he threw that girl's phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then like instead of just being like, oh,
I
like
feel like that was just me.
Okay.
yeah, that was kind of fucked up. But like he had like a statement. He was like, I did it for a reason. Like if you're a true fan, like you wouldn't just come up in my face and like record me. And like he was pretty valid for it, but also like
He ended the caption with period.
Yeah, he said.
He said slay.
Yeah. I was like,
He
okay.
said
I was
slay.
like, damn.
Would you actually? You jumped ahead a little bit, bro. Do you consider yourself a sassy man? Honest. Obviously not making fun of you or anything.
I mean, if everybody says I am, I guess I am. No.
No, you decide what you are.
He always denies it.
I just deny it because I think it's funny. I don't know. I just feel like I think I'm funny, and you guys, nobody wants to admit that I'm funny. So you guys just tear me down by being
This
like,
is
oh, he's
him
sassy.
saying like,
This is literally him going sassy right
I
now.
know.
Nah,
can I
you're
do?
funny.
What
I
can I
think I
do?
think you're funny. I don't know. I don't know about the sassy man allegations. I don't know if you're gonna beat them.
I think you can be sassy,
Yeah.
but only if like you're put in a situation where
I
you
just
kind of.
I just think it's funny. Like I
Yeah.
just think it's funny to like Girl out.
Do sass.
Girl out.
Sass.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
so
I
too.
think it's funny.
I think it's
Some-
I
funny.
mean, I laugh about it all the time.
Yeah, it makes Julie laugh.
Yeah.
I guess I just bring up the comments. Have you guys ever seen when people get really offended? They're like, just people. Some people get really angry about it, and I guess I bring it up because, sorry, sorry, the beers were about to come out right now. The tears are about to come out right now. Like, it's not fair. Do you guys think it's like linked to like homophobia? Do you guys think that the reason why people are like,
Why is that what the comments say?
no, this is just my own personal theory that I'm kind of spinning on it because
I think it's probably more like, I think a lot of guys probably, their masculinity is a lot more fragile than they'd like to admit.
Yeah.
So the second even the slightest comparison comes up that they might have even the smallest amount of femininity, they're like, what the fuck did you say? You know?
Mhm.
So maybe it's that.
Yeah. Well, I was just wondering, I asked you guys, like, have you guys ever dated a sassy man? Would you guys say no? Yeah, you have?
Chris is super sassy.
Your current?
Super sassy. Yeah. Yeah, because like I'm a very sassy person like in general, and I feel like he wasn't like that before, but I think like
You turned him.
over time, yeah, like he just gotten more comfortable, and then like randomly like he'll sass me, and then I'll just be like, what the fuck? And then like so like we're really close with like our friend Anna. It's like the three of us that hang out all the time, and then like him and Anna will go on like sass
Sass off? Sass for sass?
yeah, and I'm just like, damn. I was like, what the fuck is up with this guy? But then I'm like, you know what? Like he has a point sometimes. So
That makes me
Yeah.
think, I wonder if being in relationships make you more in touch with your femininity.
I think so.
Maybe,
I mean,
right?
maybe because I feel like you get vulnerable and like super comfortable, and especially because they're your partner,
Mm-hmm.
and you're a lot more like, I guess, intimate with them, that it kind of becomes that way. And I mean, it's if we're talking about like a guy that's with a girl, I'm sure that like how they say how you pick up each other's like mannerisms, I feel like that's what a lot of dudes kind of like pick up on. At least that's what I would assume, that's what happens.
What's the inverse? If there's a sassy man, by the law of nature, there needs to be his counter. What's
A masculine dominant man?
No.
Not like a woman.
Oh,
like
and women,
like
and
An
women.
emotionally unavailable woman.
Ooh, that's a good
But what's the word? There needs to be like a snappy word. You know what I mean? Like sassy.
what is it? Toxic femininity?
No.
Y'all keep talking. I'll look it up. I'm sure
Yeah.
somebody.
Well, I was gonna ask you guys too. Do you guys think on average more women are into feminine kind of sassy men, or are more into the traditionally masculine dominant men?
I don't know. I feel like at least some women are still very into the masculine side of things, like a very masculine guy who like will be very, I guess, like defensive for like his woman, right? At least that's what I would assume, at least talking from just friend groups and what I've heard of. I don't know. I feel like, but there at the same time, I still feel like there are women who are very like accepting of it. Because it's also like, as a girl, I'm kind of like, I would like my man to be like emotionally available and like intelligent of his own. And I feel like him, I guess, being a sassy man in a way is kind of like him kind of also just being expressive of himself. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that either. Like,
Yeah, but I guess I argue that I do obviously admit that there are women out there who are into that or into it, but I want to know more in the sense of, is it normalized for people to be into it as women or anybody who pursues a man? If it's still the norm to be like, a man has to be this traditional way. And I bring it up because I remember one of the comments that I remember reading was this comment that had like a few thousand likes that said, I told my man, how come you never take me out on dates? And then he said, you can take me on dates too. And then she said, they want to be the bitch so bad. And I was like, damn. I was like, that's crazy. And it had like a few thousand likes. Like, I want to say 14 point something K likes. Yeah. So I do say that it is still popularized, but obviously that doesn't mean it's everybody.
Well, that's why I say, like, I feel like there is at least some women, and probably a lot more women, who are very much into that. Because I feel like I always see the argument of like the same thing of like, who pays, right? And a lot of girls are like, oh, well, he should pay if he's taking me out on a date, right? And then some people are like, well, we should go 50-50. Like, we should split the bill, or like, if I pay for the meal, she puts in for the tip or something like that, right? So I feel like I do still see a lot of that, but I feel like for the most part, I always just go back to like, I think it's everyone's like to each their own of like,
Yeah.
if you want your man to provide for you, then look for a man that will provide for you. But don't judge other men who don't want to do that. Like if I'm in a relationship and we're like, oh, like let's do 50-50, it's the same thing as always communicating of like, do you want to do this? And if like you don't like want to do that, then like don't be with the person. Like find somebody else who will, I guess, provide for you in a way, you know. But I don't know.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys because I saw this recently too. Are there any double standards that you guys subscribe to? And I'll give you an example. There was one I saw on TikTok that's like, he does everything for his girlfriend. How that's so sweet. Like I'm so happy for her. She found a really good man. And then the inverse of like, she does everything for him. Like I'll go save her. Like I can't believe she's living like that. Are there any double standards that you guys subscribe to? Obviously, judgment-free zone, as always. Even you, Brandon, is there any double standards that you subscribe to?
I'm like, I can't think of any.
Because you brought up the date thing.
Yeah.
About how, like, some men should provide for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that I've seen recently a lot is like proposals. Like, you know how it's kind of like standard for like a guy to propose to like a woman. And I've seen a lot more that like guys are like, well, what if we wanted to get proposed to? Or I've seen women actually like propose to men. And then like other women will like talk shit and be like, oh, like I can't believe like you're the one proposing to a guy. Like how sad is that, or how fucked up is that?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a good topic.
lot.
That's a good topic. What do you guys think of that?
Well, because I've also seen the same thing, and it's like, I guess people see it more as like, oh, the guy doesn't want to get married. It's more her, and that's why she's the one who's proposing. I've seen that too.
Yeah, there's this thing called the cable light theory. I don't know if I've told you guys about this. I feel like we
I
talked
think we
about
did
this
talk
before.
about
it. Did we?
Yeah, where it's like, not the cable light, the cab light.
yeah.
Yeah, where it's, I guess, like in a cab when the light is on, it's because it's ready to go. Like you can just hop in the cab and go. And then when the light is off, it's obviously out of service. So it's just kind of like how for a guy, like you can be dating for like 10, 15 years and the light never turns on. Then all of a sudden the, like, you know, the cab light is on and they're like, okay, well, I want to get married now. So you can be waiting and stuff like that. So I feel like that also can be a little part of like why women are starting to like propose to men. Because like you said, I feel like sometimes guys they're just not ready. And then women are like, you know, well, I want to take the step. If he's not going to do it, I don't want to wait forever. So then I'm going to do it. But
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
I mean, I would say that's a really good thing you brought up because I didn't even think of that. But I would say that's actually the most normalized double standard that's, I think, still around. Because I think that's still the norm. I think you still expect that the guy is always going to propose. And we just kind of accept that. But that's kind of a... What's the word? That's very traditional. That's very like standing on gender norms. You know what I mean? And how do you guys feel about that? Would you guys ever propose?
Nope.
No, never.
No.
Exactly. Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Why?
I think I'm in the same mindset of like, I guess I'm just scared to do it because I am scared of the rejection either way. But I think weirdly enough, I guess because in my head I grew up knowing that, like that's like what I kind of is the standard for me, is that I imagine him kind of doing like the proposal, where I think me getting out of that now is kind of like, man, like now I have to plan it, like now I have to kind of do it. And like I'm not saying it's bad, but I'm just saying like now I have to like switch my mind to be like, okay, maybe now I can do it, and like I should maybe do it. But I think I'm also just like, I'm just a little scared of like planning that, and like, and I don't know, because it generally makes me think too that I'm like, is that gonna take away from him of like, am I gonna, what's the word when you like
Emasculate him?
Yeah, emasculate him.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, like emasculate him, because I'm like, there's also men who maybe like won't like that, where I'm kind of like, I feel like the same thing that they kind of grew up seeing that they're the ones who have to do it. Where like I feel like I don't want to do that to him, and I think that's why it should be a topic that maybe we should talk about. But
Yeah,
I'm just more like I don't know, like would that make him feel weird if I were to do it? Because I could do it, But I'm just like, is that going to take away from his own experience? And is that going to make him feel weird that I'm the one who's doing it? Like, he won't feel, I guess, like the man in the relationship anymore. And I think that's what I keep thinking about too.
Well, bro, I've never thought about this before, but the more I wrap my mind around it, the more curious I become, because on paper it shouldn't be any different, right? Because if you guys are both in love with each other, and you guys both feel like you guys are in a stage where you guys could get married, what difference does it make who asks who?
Yeah.
And it's all just based on like social conditioning. It's just that in media and in your friend group and in just the public, that's what we see. We see that the man has to be the one to propose. And this isn't me stating like, yeah, like, fuck that. I want to be proposed. You know, I'm just trying to wrap my mind around that, because that's like one of those invisible lines that are right in front of your face, and you don't even see that that's like a form of still like tradition. When we're in 2023, where it seems like we're always like pushing for progression, you know, like feminism, like other type of like just what's it called, like rituals, or trying to like break traditions. I don't know, it's just trippy.
I don't know. I feel like, is that completely wrong though? Like, is it all across the board wrong? Because I feel like I can see how it could be wrong, but I can also see how it's not wrong at all.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I'd want to propose, and even like the small things. Like, I like being chivalrous. I like opening the door for my girl and doing that kind of stuff. But I don't really see it as like, oh, I'm less of a man if I don't do that. It's just more like, I think that's cute, and I think that's like old school, and I think I just like doing that. I find fulfillment in doing that, you know? Yeah. I think it only gets like wrong if you start to like take it in a wrong direction, like of like, oh, you're not a real man if you don't do that, or like, you know, or like you're not the man in the relationship if you don't do that, you know, because then it starts to feel like, that's a little different. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it reminds you what you said. Some people have fragile egos and fragile masculinity. So for people to be like, let's say you guys took your man out and you're like, I'm gonna pay for the dinner, and then for him to get upset, even though it was a kind gesture out of love. Same thing. If you guys proposed to your mans, which you guys told me you wouldn't, but let's say in this scenario you guys did, it's a gesture out of love, and for the opposite party to be very offended by it, I think that's where I'm like, there's something there that seems like something's not adding up for me. Something seems wrong to be upset about it, because to me, on paper, it's the same thing. Two people in love who are ready to take their relationship to the next level. So it weirdly enough shouldn't matter who does it. But if I feel like as the man, if you get upset, if you do get proposed, to me, I don't know why it just relates to, I think there's an underlying tone of homophobia in there. Because I think it's that sense of like, you're not a man. Your sexual orientation is being questioned. And because of that, because of the homophobia, I feel like you become less of a man. That's why I guess relating it back to the Sassy Man Apocalypse, that's where I think about it, where some women, obviously I don't want to say all women, but some women are offended by it. I do think that it has like a little bit of an undertone of homophobia, just because I think it's that sense of like, I'm scared that my man is actually not straight and is not into me. Or I think that whoever this person I'm into is actually not being the person they say they are. You know, I think that's where the fear and the anger really comes from, is that you want to feel like you're in this straight relationship. But I don't know.
Is that homophobia though, or is that more like internalized misogyny? Like, I don't know. I guess the way I see it is more like, I feel like the way, like, we live in a very misogynistic society, right? Like, very much like men had set the rules, men had kind of like set the standards of what's okay and what's not. And so I feel like maybe sometimes people internalize that. And I feel like maybe sometimes people are like, oh, you're not fitting the standards of a man. So that's really weird. You know? So, I mean, you could be right, but I don't know. I more see it as that. Does that make sense?
No, yeah. I'm open to it. I'm as we're speaking, I'm trying to kind of wrap my mind around it. But I'll go ahead and move on, unless you guys have something else to say about the Sassy Man Apocalypse as women.
I think it depends too on like the way that you were raised, 'cause like, you know, if you grew up with like a very like machista like dad, or like very like machista like household, I feel like men are less likely to be kind of like the sassy guy, because they're like, you know, forced to act this way, or they see something growing up. Because I know, like how you said, like how it kind of roots into like homophobia. Definitely, like back in the day, like if there was like a sassy person, like immediately like be like, oh well, he's gay, that's why he's acting like a girl or like a woman or something, you know. So I feel like it definitely was more common back then for it to be kind of like a homophobic thing. But I feel like now, you know, society's changing and people are raising their kids differently and things are more like open and, you know, accepting. So I feel like it's more common now because it's more accepted.
Yeah.
Compared to like what it was even like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's true. We've talked about it a little bit on the show, but I think when you're at a time where things are constantly changing, like it is now, I don't know if all time has always felt like this, but I feel like more than ever, things are rapidly changing. And I think when there's a rapid change, there also starts to be a rapid opposition where people are afraid of how fast things are changing. So there's people get stuck back in tradition and they're like, this is the way things should be. I think about that, not to get political, but I think about that in like the government, how a lot of people there are really, really old. I think about because society has become more and more complex that I think the government wants to implement older people because they will stick to the old tradition of what things used to be. But it's really only out of fear of like how fast and complex society seems to be evolving into. Do you get what I mean? But I'll leave it at that. I won't go into it too much. I wanted to this because it kind of relates to my next topic. So since I have 2 women on this podcast, shout out to you guys.
Thanks.
It was it was Guadalupe Day. Yesterday. No,
La Virgen de Guadalupe.
yeah.
2 days ago.
I always see it as like a celebration of Latina feminism, Latina femininity. And I wanted to ask you guys about the relationship between a mother and the daughter, right? Because since we're talking about machista, Andre, why are you making that face, huh? I wanted to ask you guys first about how important would you say it is when you were growing up that your mother made like becoming a mother? Would you say it wasn't important? It was a little bit important, or would you say it was overbearingly made important?
Wait, say that again?
How, growing up, did it feel as though your mother instilled in you traditional values such as becoming a mother? Was it very instilled, slightly instilled, or not instilled at all?
For me, it was very, I guess it depended, because I want to say when I was younger, I have an older sister, so we'll start there. I think it was very like implemented into my sister so much that like even nowadays like she still kind of like thinks that way a little bit. And with me, I guess like I grew up in a completely different time. Like my sister's 11 years older than me. So, you know, she was my mom had my oldest brother, my sister, and then another brother, and then me. So I feel like because that was her first girl, she was like, okay, well, this is what I know, so this is what I'm going to teach her. And then, like, if it was reversed, my dad did the same thing to my brother. So I feel like once it got to me, it kind of, like, went away a little bit because I guess my mom has realized, because they also had just, like, came from Mexico. So that's what she knew. And then when she was, I guess, more, like, you know, Americanized, she realized that, you know, it's okay for women to also work, or for women to do other things and just like, you know, provide for a man and stuff. But I feel like that very much like took away from like having like a mother-daughter relationship, like a healthy one, because my sister and I don't have like the best relationship with my mom. We don't like, you know, we don't hate her or anything, but you know, it definitely depends. Like my mom definitely has a better relationship with my brothers than she does like with us. And it's definitely because of that whole like idea of like women should be a certain way, and you know, if you're not, then you're a bad woman. And I know that my sister, I think she had like a rebel phase in like high school, and she was like a punk rocker. She had like she would dye her hair, she would wear like studded belts, like an old school like rockera, you know. And my parents hated it, and they're like, you're not like an example of like a woman, especially because I was the younger one. And they were, you know, they'd give her so much shit for it, but she like at that point she was like, I don't care, like this is what I'm gonna do. And then I guess that's what I saw when I was growing up, and you know, that made me like realize that I shouldn't do those things that like my parents are asking me to do, and that I shouldn't grow up to like a woman's like standards from like back in the day. So, yeah.
Wow.
I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
I feel like I got a little like sidetracked.
No. It completely relates. I also wanted to bring up. You said that she treats you differently than how she treats her sons, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think that's common in a Latina household?
I think so. Just because I don't really know why. I kind of understand it, but I don't really know how to explain it. But I don't know. Like I think that's just how it's always been. Like the guy goes to work, the guy provides for you, so you should take care of him. You know, and that's how I always saw it. Like my dad, when I was little, he used to go to work, and he always did construction his entire life. And I remember he used to go to work, and he used to come home, and we would open the gates for him. He would just honk at like in the driveway, and we would go open the gate, and he would stop right like when you know how we walk into my house, there's kind of like a little step, like a little porch. He would always stop right at the porch. And then my mom would be like, okay, go get his lunchbox. So we would go and we'd grab his lunchbox from his car. And then my dad would get home and he would sit down. He'd be like, okay, quítame las botas.
Really?
Yeah. And like my mom would tell us to do it. And to us, it was like, oh, we're just helping my dad, you know. But now that I'm like older, I'm just like, I'm not going to do that shit.
He
you
can do it
know?
himself.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I think it's definitely rooted in machista and a little bit of misogyny, just because I think it's that men in Latina, Mexican households, men are the ones who are supposed to be the providers, like you said, while women are the support system. So in that sense, even in marriage, right, it's the women being given away. So if you have a son, if you have a man, that's who's going to be the last name when you guys get married on the wedding certificate, right? Yeah. So I can imagine that it does something subconsciously where a lot of mothers will then value the man because it seems as though their life is somehow more valuable. Yeah. Because it just like I think that's what it mainly is. Because I've heard about that. Like Mexican mothers baby their sons.
Yeah, my mom is super, super like that with my brothers, especially with not my oldest as much, but like the brother right above me. He's 28 now. Right now they're in Mexico, and she took him to go get surgery because his knee was messed up, and he couldn't get surgery here, so she did whatever she could. She like wrote like a note like to work. She got one from like the doctor, and yeah, they're gonna be out there for like 2 months because she went to go get him surgery, and she like takes care of him, and she like does all these things for
crazy.
him. Yeah, and I'm just kind of like, if I got surgery, she'd be like, okay, well, you can get up and go do your own shit, you know. So
that's so crazy. I wonder why that is. Because I'm telling you, I've heard that. Have you ever heard that? I've heard that too. That it'll be something like mothers will go out of their way to do something for their sons, but as soon as their daughters have a similar problem, they're like, you could do that on your own. Yeah. I wonder if it's like a projection thing. I think so, like,
because I know that the way that my mom grew up without a dad. So that's why I always wondered. I was like, how come my mom sees it this way? Because she didn't have that like father figure for like her to see like, oh, well, my mom did this with my dad, so maybe I should do this with my husband and like our kids. So I didn't really understand why she was like that. But I think it was more so because my dad used to be super, super like machista. And I think my mom just kind of was like, okay, well, that's the way that it is, especially like in el rancho. It's just normal. So I think that just kind of like
it paints it paints a picture of like the men are the ones who are treated this way, and if you're a woman, you're just known to just kind of deal with it. Mm-hmm. So that's crazy. Jill, what do you think?
I forgot what the question was.
Do you feel like growing up you were told to conform to gender roles a lot, specifically culturally?
Mm-hmm. I feel like I mean, I feel like I've talked about it here a couple of times where I feel I grew up kind of always hearing like how I said that I always had to do like dishes and all these things, and I had to learn how to cook and stuff. And I think my mom tried to like instill those things in me, but I rebelled because I grew up with 2 brothers that I was more like, I saw the unfairness. Like I grew up just seeing like the treatment was very different, where I was kind of like, it didn't make sense to me as to like why I had to do or help around the house, but yeah, my brothers could just chill. And I think I kind of just grew up seeing that a lot, where I didn't want to like what's the word? Like I didn't want to
Conform?
conform to it. I was just more like that's not. I just felt like it wasn't fair. Like I was just like I feel like it's not fair that I have to do all these things and my like siblings can just chill and do whatever they want.
Yeah,
I do see the whole thing of like the whole thing where you said where like mom's baby, I guess they're boys, which I feel like I don't know. I feel like I did see that a lot, but I feel like I also saw it more as like because I'm the only girl and because I'm a middle child, where to me it felt like my older sibling in a way gets some sort of special treatment because he's the oldest and he's growing up and he's getting like this whole treatment. And then the younger one because like he's the baby of the family, so like he's gonna get babied like all the time. And then I felt like as a girl and like being the middle child, I was kind of just being forgotten, where I was just like I was just there. And I think it's weird how like I don't know, I always had this feeling of like my parents want me to be dependent of a man but at the same time independent, where it was like it didn't make sense to me because it was like, well, what do you want? Do you want me to be independent of myself, that I can take care of myself and like provide for myself, but yet you're trying to implement these things where I have to be dependent of a man, where like he'll provide for me, he'll do all these other things, like and so to me it just never like I never understood what they wanted because it was like
I felt like you couldn't win.
yeah, it was just like I don't know, like am I supposed to like do all these things? I mean, it wasn't to the extremes where like I had to take care of my dad, but they would joke around when they'd be like, oh, like my dad would be like, oh, like why don't you like serve me my food? And I would just start laughing. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? I don't want to do that. And like, I mean, you see it a lot too. I don't really do it because I mean, I don't know if because like my boyfriend's white or whatever, but like they say that you have to serve your man, right? Like you, like if you're at family party, is like I have to get up and serve him. To Chris, he's like, what? Like I can just get up and serve myself. But like in other things, like I've seen, I don't like
serve Chris either.
Yeah, like I've seen TikToks and like different videos of girls always saying like, oh, that like at parties you have to go get his plate and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I was even then, like if there was something like that, I for sure would have been like, I'm not gonna serve you. Like you have your own legs, you can go serve yourself. Like,
Okay.
But I remember I did grow up in that, but I also felt like in a way, and like this isn't to like put my mom on blast on anything, but I was like, I feel like my mom also had this idea of that men are dumb, that they can't like serve themselves, which is why she like serves them. Because I felt like she would, it was in the comments that she would say, like when we would do dishes, right? She'd be like, well, men don't know how to do dishes, so that just to her that equaled that they were dumb, because they don't know how to clean, they don't know how to like cook, they don't know how to do all these other things that like I guess women should do. So then she considered them dumb. She was like, oh, I think they're dumb because like they don't know how to cook or they don't know how to clean. And I just thought that was like an interesting thing that I kind of like saw, because I was like, that's funny, because like I was like, it just made me think a lot, especially like when she would clean, because I feel like she would clean a lot for my brothers. So I was like, is it because you think that they're like really dumb that they can't clean? Like, and like, and
all right,
yeah, well, it generally was like that, because
I was with you, but then you made it personal.
No,
but
I'm saying that that's like that's just like how I grew up, and I don't know if that's how other moms are in like Latino households, but it just felt like she does all the stuff because she genuinely thinks men are dumb, like they don't know how to do that shit. So that's why she does it. Like she comes in because she's like, all they know how to do is work. So then since that's all they know how to do, then I'm the person to do everything else in the house.
Bro, that's so crazy, because it makes me think about how I think that could be true. I honestly think that's very likely. And I think that maybe that's like something lighter than brainwash, even lighter than manipulate. But it's kind of like this lie to like sell, like, because it's kind of, that makes it sound very empowering then if you're a woman and you're serving and you're doing everything for your man.
Yeah.
it makes it sound very empowering because they can't do it themselves. So us as women, we got to step up, you know? And it sounds like that lie that you sell to somebody.
Almost like a cope.
Yeah. It's that like lie you sell to somebody, either to yourself or to other women. So that way they feel like they should do it because it's the right thing to do. It's the good thing to do. So it's kind of blowing my mind because it might be true.
Well, yeah, and that's why to me, when I remember it was always with the dishes. Like, it was always with the dishes. Where she would say that.
I'd be like,
she'd be like, es que no saben.
How do you turn on the water?
Yeah, because she would be like, es que no saben. And I'm like, what? How do you not know how to wash a dish? Like, that didn't make like sense to me. And I feel like because of the way that I grew up, I do always think about how I want to raise my kids. And I generally am always like, they're all going to learn everything. Like, they're all going to learn how to cook. They're all going to learn how to clean. Like, they're all going to get treated the same. And I feel like as much as I can say that, I know that there is always going to be that thing of like, I know there's some sort of trauma that I'm going to pass down to them. But I really hope that they can see that they're all being treated the same. Like, they're all going to, I guess it just goes back to like the way I just grew up, that they're all just going to be like kids. Like, they're going to do their kid things. I'm not going to treat them as if they were adults. Because, like, I've talked about it. I mean, it's in, like, the fucking second episode where I was just, like, I felt like you guys would play video games and I would be stuck, like, serving people. And I was like, I just wanted to be a kid. Like, I just wanted to do things that, like, didn't feel like I was already growing up. Like, I wasn't serving men or I wasn't serving people and, like, doing all these things while you guys were busy playing outside and doing, like, kid shit. And, like, me stuck in the house and doing adult shit. Like, I think that's a lot of things that, like, I still think about where I'm, like, I don't want to keep, like, doing, like, I don't want to do that to my kids. Like, I want my kids to be kids.
Yeah, which is valid.
And that's why I think also, I've talked about it before where I was just, like, I wanted to go against the, I guess, the patriarchy of me being a woman who, like, knows how to cook and clean. I mean, I know I like, fucked myself over with, like, not learning how to like cook, but I mean, it's never too late to learn. So I'm just like, I'll eventually learn. I still don't do it. I'm still trying to make Chris learn how to cook. I'm still telling him that he should learn mom's recipes just so like he can cook for me, because I'm kind of like, I don't want to do it. I just don't like cooking. It makes me sick. Like, it generally just like makes me like, I don't like cooking. Like, if I see raw meat, I can't eat that shit.
That's crazy. I love cooking. Like, let me cook.
I love cooking too. I love to cook.
Let me
can
cook
all the time.
Let me cook. I could cook up some shit right now.
Some cereal.
Just let me. Just ask me to do it. I want to learn how to cook more. But it's also like, I remember Brandon brought it up, I think, on that episode. It's different. Like, I'm not treating myself just because I like cooking and I want to do it. It doesn't mean that I look down on you. Because Brandon brought up, because there's that extra like kind of trauma there. Obviously, for you'll fucking hate it, but for me, since there's no trauma, so to me it's just fun.
Wow.
To me, it's like video games.
But what's also funny is that mom doesn't like cooking either. Like, I guess because I hear a lot of stories of the way she grew up, and she didn't like cooking either. Like, she also hated it, but it was more of like, there's just a lot of like backstory to it, and she just kind of had to learn to survive, to survive on her own, to like learn how to cook and stuff. And like, it was just funny because growing up, I would just hear that people loved my mom's food, but my mom hated cooking. And, like, that wasn't her thing in the beginning. Like, she just didn't like it. But she's like, everyone always says her food is bomb. And I'm like, I just thought it was funny.
It is
like,
funny. It sounds like a curse. Like, bro, imagine being cursed to be talented in something that you hate. Like Jokic. Like how he's good at basketball, but he fucking hates playing basketball.
Yeah. Side question. Did you bring up this question, like, because you feel like it stems culturally, or do you think it's like kind of across the board? Like, do you think women around the world feel generally the same, like, pressure?
I think so. I feel like at least seeing a lot of different cultures and I guess watching it through like the media of everything, I feel like there's some sort of similarity, because I think it's a man's world, where like everything is kind of run around men, where it's kind of like women should always be in the household, do all these things. I do feel like there is some similarities in just different cultures, which is like interesting to like see.
Well, because the American one's the most like
the nuclear family.
Yeah. Well, because there's always, recently I saw that these old like maybe Tom and Jerry Looney Tunes cartoons, and the skit was like, it was just a bunch of cooking appliances, and it was like, it was meant to be funny at the time, where it was like, the oven of the future. Now your wife doesn't have to cook, you know, that kind of shit. So I don't know, like you were saying, the nuclear family, but
Yeah, no, I get you. I think it is across the board because you know what's weird is that I brought up earlier about how the more things change, the more people want to be stuck, or at least like an opposition rises up. I've seen more and more people say that it's literally like naturally in women to be like cooks and like supporters, which is like I'm not saying that's something I agree. I bring it up to say that people are so brainwashed by the social norms that we've been conditioned to accept that people are now trying to use science to be like, no, like women are just naturally like that, and to be against it is to be against nature, which is like,
yeah,
to me it is
crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, well, I guess I don't know why, but I feel like it was just like to bring it up because I'm sure somebody can look at that as like, you see how it's across the board, because that's just the way it is. It's just biology.
What's that called? They used to do it for race, right? Back in the day.
Eugenics?
Yeah. Is it like that?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what. Let's come up with a name right now.
There probably is a name for it.
Yeah, there is. There's a name for everything.
I think the only thing that I did get is cleaning for sure. Like, I'm for sure always clean, and probably Chris, every time when he's like, what are you going to do on your day off? I'm like, clean. I need to clean my room. But it's because, like, I think because I work so much that I'm kind of like, if I just throw my shit on the ground, and then I'm like, I have an off day, I'll clean that day or something.
No.
That's for sure something that, like I don't know if it comes with, like, hygiene and all that, but I just like everything to be clean. Like, I hate seeing everything kind of dirty.
Do you guys think boys are dirtier?
Yeah. No, just kidding.
I feel like it depends, because like my brothers are dirty, but like Chris is super super clean.
Oh, really?
Which I always thought was like crazy. I remember the first time I ever like went to his house. I think because his mom is super like, his mom's like a clean freak. Like she's organized.
Oh, damn.
So like you walk into his room, he has like a setup. Like everything is like super organized. He has a spot for everything. He'll move it. He'll put it right back. Like everything is super like organized, and you know. So I feel like it really depends, because there are guys that are fucking slobs and gross and just kidding. But
she was looking at you, Brandon. What's that about?
That's crazy.
I said,
Brandon's really clean. Brandon's like the cleanest guy I know.
Is he though?
Damn.
Damn.
The allegations.
That's crazy. You're making the audience think something different about me.
You and Stevie are the same though.
That's
What?
not true.
What?
That is
Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean?
That is not. Don't ever insult me like that.
That's crazy. Wait, what do you mean by that? What do you mean we're the same?
Y'all are slobs.
What?
what?
Nah, take that back.
Yeah, take that back, Julie. I try to be clean. I just
I didn't
blink.
say anything.
Me?
I literally
I'm a
blink.
slob. Are you
and
being dead ass? I give off slob energy.
No.
Nah.
He's about to walk out, bro. He's had enough. All right, final thing. Well, okay, I'll ask two things. Have you guys ever heard of Marianismo?
Mm-mm.
I've seen it on the internet, but I haven't like
No.
fully gotten into it.
Well, it's basically just this idea that, you know how there's machismo, which is just that like men who very much uphold the traditional role that women should be cook, cleaning, taking care of the kids, stay at home. Marianismo is when women internalize that. So it's women themselves conforming to the gender roles. So Marianismo is as if like Julie, you looked at Andrea, or Andrea, you looked at Julie, and right now when you said everything, she's like, well, yeah, that's what women should do. You know, that's what Marianismo is. Yeah. And Marianismo is basically the women who conform to it themselves. Have you guys ever run into women who are Marianismos?
Hell yeah.
You have?
Yep. I see it a lot, especially like obviously in Mexico, it's more common, unfortunate. But here I have seen like a couple, I've met like a couple girls that
I feel
are
like
like
it's kind of
that.
scary.
Yeah, and I'm just like, girl, like, you know, like
Get
it's
up.
like
Get up, stand up.
yeah, I'm like, it's okay if your man serves his own food, like it's not the end of the world, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, fuck it, I'll say it.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's just sad to see. I'm just like, damn, like you're really that, like you're down bad.
Stand
know?
up.
Yeah,
Get up.
get
Just
up.
kidding.
Get up. Because like, I don't know, society's so different nowadays, you know, like the world is advancing, like things are changing, like you don't have to be like in that mindset that you have to like conform to like these ideas of like of how a woman should act and how she should, you know, treat a person or just be, you know, how she should live her life. So I don't know, it's just sad to see. Like I feel like girl, just
You're sending us back.
yeah, like we're progressing. Like you have to keep up.
I saw a tweet that's like, I want him so bad that it embarrasses feminism. Like, have you ever seen a tweet?
No.
You guys didn't think it was funny? It flopped.
I
That's
didn't get
embarrassing.
it. I didn't get it.
Embarrasses
Yeah, I
feminism.
didn't get it.
It just
Okay.
means that, like, I guess they just like really want them to where they're very submissive and very like they'll basically do everything for the guy. So it's like, I want him so bad that it'll embarrass feminism.
Oh
Yeah.
ew.
Yeah. You guys are like gross.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like his femininity.
No.
So I was
the-
like, what?
no, and feminism, not femininity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever met somebody who is Marianismo?
Do
Do you respect it?
Respect.
Do I respect it? Well, it's because, like, I don't know. I'm like, the way I keep thinking about it is I'm like, if you want to serve your man, serve your man. Like, if you don't want to serve your man, don't serve
do
him.
it.
Find somebody who, like, is fine with that. Like, because I'm kind of like, if you're not harming anyone, the only thing is that, like, bothers me the most is when they implement their ideals to like you. When they're like,
But
oh no,
that's-
you should serve your man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, to that extent, yes. But because I kept thinking the whole entire time, I was like, I mean, I'm also down to be a housewife and not work the rest of my life. Like, I'm down to just be at home and clean. Like,
Hey, bro, I would be a house husband. Wouldn't you, Brendan?
Yeah, I'd have a garden and stuff.
I would provide in the house.
But yeah,
I would throw down.
But
I would
think,
cook, clean.
Yeah, but I think I guess if that is what Marianismo is, where they're the ones who kind of want you
Perpetuate.
to,
Yeah, they want you to do it.
Then like I'm just like, man, like that's when I'm like, girl, get up. Like
Yeah.
that's when I'm like, come on, like,
Be meaner, Julie. Say something meaner. She said that's sad. Say something mean.
That's sad.
There's a Marianismo girl telling you right now that you should be serving your man a plate and that you're not a woman. You're not a full woman for doing.
She's a bitch. No,
Damn. And that's what I'll end off my segment on. Yes,
I said, all
sir.
right, guys, thanks for tuning in.
That's it.
Julie, what'd you bring for the show this week?
Oh, it was me. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, was it?
I don't know. Was it?
Rock, paper, scissors right now, live on the show. Rock.
Ready?
I don't care that much.
2 out of 3.
Just
No,
go.
do it.
Aw, you're mean, Brandon.
I guess-
Where's
How
the
is that-
fun?
how is that mean?
Where's
It's
the
because-
fun?
It's because she called him a slob, so now he's all
Oh
like,
yeah, you're like fuck you, Julie. Huh? You're like you go first.
I mean, I guess. I'll go to. I had 2 things, but I'll go to my second one just because we're talking about the sassiness. I saw this on the internet and somebody was like, "What is the male equivalent to slay?" Some people were saying that it's "let's go," and then some people were saying that's fire.
Real.
So would
You know what? I think it's real.
Real.
It's
Real?
real. Real.
slay?
Real.
No.
Slay is Saray?
Real.
Real? I mean,
Real.
Real.
okay.
Real
'Cause-
is our male version of slay.
Because then there were the other words, right? What would be period?
Real.
Oh, real?
That's a
It
good one.
works.
That was
Okay,
funny.
well, because other people were like, period was for men was like, I bet, and then the other one was word.
I think it would be more like word, because I bet kind of seems
Are you-
like...
I haven't.
Are you?
Damn.
Huh?
Never mind.
I haven't ever heard anyone you say like word.
Word.
Yeah. I haven't.
Yeah.
And pull it off. Like.
Yeah.
And pull it off.
I feel like it was more
Palabra.
common.
Palabra y palabra del Señor.
I feel like it's real.
Yeah, I think real
Real.
can
Real?
count for both of those. Yeah. What's the third one? What's the third
Okay. The other one, they were saying queen is go.
King.
one? Come on, Julie. That was a softball.
Some people were saying it was go. Then what's go? Then what would goat be?
My goat.
Go.
My
I
queen?
wouldn't say goat is. Well, it depends on your usage of queen. Like if you're saying like yes, queen, or if you're saying like no, she's the queen. Like like when we were at Camp Flogna and you were like queen to Caliuchis. In that case, I could say like oh go. Like
Go?
maybe the goat.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah,
But like
goat.
on like case to case basis, like if like Steve was like sad and I was like, head up, king. You know, I wouldn't say head up, goat. You know, so
Your
I feel like-
snapback is falling.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on how you use it.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And then the other one was yas, which is yes sir.
Yes.
It's real again.
No. If I had to not choose alternative to real, yes.
He's spitting.
Yes sir.
He's
Hey,
spitting.
no,
No,
he's
he's
spitting.
spitting.
Oh, he's
spitting.
spitting. Okay.
Spitting.
He's spitting.
Okay.
He's spitting.
But yeah, I
That's it?
just thought it was funny because I was like, because some people were saying like slay was like let's go, that's fire.
I feel like let's go too generic. I feel like that's like very gender normal, but if I had to go very masculine,
Real.
it's real. Real.
I
No.
say real. Does that make me masculine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
The O got me. Oh.
I'm
He was so
dead.
quick with it too.
I know.
He was like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. We don't judge here. It's all very fluid in
Yeah.
here.
Mm. Okay, and so my next question, since we're all in relationships,
Yeah.
how trusting
We
are
are.
how trusting are you of your partner hanging out with the opposite sex?
Well, my girlfriend has a gay best friend, so I'm very comfortable with it.
Okay, but they're not gay.
I'm pretty comfortable. I feel like I trust them very well. I feel like we've talked about this before, where people have said like, I trust my partner, but I don't trust other people. I feel like I understand that, but I feel like I have such a very strong trust to where it doesn't bother me too much. But I will say, I have always been never really like a jealous type of person, because to me it's like, you either like me enough to be with me, and if you don't like me to be doing other shit, then like fuck you then. Like, you know what I mean? Okay, that's meaner though, but I mean like, I don't mean like, well, if you don't want to be with me, then don't be
Yeah.
with me.
Well,
You know?
because I was gonna say like, I guess in a way I have that mindset of like, I trust my partner, but I don't trust other people. And I feel like I don't know if that's different because as a woman, I'm kind of like, I feel like there's just a lot of things that I guess some girls do, like thirst traps, you know, where I'm kind of like, like, and I don't know, like I've said that before too, where I'm like, I do trust like my man that he won't do anything, but I'm just like, because I always go back to, you know, how what do they say, the love and war thing, all's fair in love and war, where I'm kind of like, I feel like there's sometimes where like there's people who don't care about crossing that line when somebody else has like like a significant other. Because I'm also like, I feel
like Anita,
I feel
like Anita and Peso
Oh my
Pluma.
God, I saw that
yeah.
recently. Yeah.
Wait, what's that?
so Peso Pluma and Anita have a song together, and Peso Pluma has a girlfriend, and Anita is like, she's hot and like she was like, I guess dancing and like twerking and all that
She was,
on
like,
like Peso
grabbing
Pluma, and she
him.
was like grabbing him, but Peso Pluma wasn't touching her. Like he
was
kept
keeping his
yeah, he was
distance.
keeping his distance,
Yeah.
and he was singing,
looking away.
yeah, and then he wasn't like doing anything, but she was like dancing. She would like twerk on, like not on him, but like towards him, but they wouldn't ever like touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to keep he was a loyal king.
Yeah.
He was trying to stay
See,
away.
what did I say? See, what did I say?
But I was gonna
King.
say, okay, because now that you say it that way, I do trust my girlfriend a lot, but if I have to do it more of a gender thing for men, I feel like the only thing that I wouldn't trust is that some dudes are just creepy as fuck and like can't keep like their hands to themselves and are fucking out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like no matter how much I trust them, like a dude, like because of the gender, like the physical strength and the physical like just like history of that, you know, that's just a. I think about it more as a danger. So now that I think about it in that sense, yeah, that is kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't think that my trust would be broken in the sense where I think that my girlfriend would be into them. I just think more in the sense of like kind of a sadistic, like malice intent from dudes who are fucking weirdos, you know? Because I mean, Andrea, we've been to the fucking clubs together, and some dudes are fucking out of pocket
Yeah,
as
and
shit.
literally, like, that's why whenever I go to the clubs, I used to before just go, literally just be me and, like, Yoselin, me and Melina, And just like, us girls, and we just experience a lot of weird shit. So that's why I'm like, I'm always gonna go at least with one guy, or, a couple is better. But sometimes guys literally don't give a fuck. Like, I remember, I forgot where we went one time. I think it might have been to...
Do you want to name drop?
I don't remember.
Bleep. Just bleep.
Bleep.
Yeah.
I don't remember what club it was, but I remember you were there. Jocelyn was there. This was back in the day.
Yeah.
Like
I think I might know what you're talking about.
I think
but
so.
Go ahead.
And then there was some guy that like kept like
trying to get in, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking to him,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
it was at Los Globos.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
and
exactly.
then-
I think about that time all the time. It was just this dude. He was really, really fucked up, and he really, really wanted to dance with them, and he like kept coming back, even though I told him, and he was really drunk, and he was talking to me, and he was like, I remember what he said to me. He's like, bro, just be honest with me. Like, do I got a chance? And I was like, no, you don't. Like, go away.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, like, do I? And he was like super, super drunk. Like, he was like this. He looked like he was like 19 or some
he looked
shit.
super young.
He was literally this like super young kid who was already drunk in there, and he was like pissing me off, bro. And I was drinking too. And I remember you guys were pulling me apart because he was making me really mad.
Yeah.
Because of he was doing way too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like that's the only thing that, it's sad to say, it's fucked up, but like, that's something that people actually do have to worry about, especially like as a guy. Like, I wouldn't be upset if like, my boyfriend was like, you know what, I don't feel comfortable you going to like a club by yourself with just girls, or if I'm not there, because in a situation like that, then, it's understandable because things like that happen more often than like people would like. So.
Yeah. So it's less about jealousy. It's more about safety for me personally. What do you guys, what do you think, Brendan or Julie?
No, I was like, I feel like I see that. But I feel like, I guess to me, the thought is always just like, I guess people see you in kind of like this happy relationship. And at least for girls, they see like this good guy where they're like, I want that, so I'm going to take that for myself. And like, I feel like...
Is it really women like that out there?
There is a lot. I feel like...
Julie, not the... That's the like...
Yeah. I feel like women can be very like low key about it and can be good at like hiding it, but I don't know, as a girl I feel like it's just kind of obvious, like and I feel like guys can be pretty like oblivious to it.
Yeah.
So,
okay, can I ask you guys something?
Okay, I was gonna do a little story time.
Oh, sorry.
No, you
be
go
really
first.
quick. It's a really
Yes.
quick question. Do you guys think that a girl complimenting your man, let's say your man doesn't have tattoos. I don't think your man does too. But let's say your man had tattoos. Is a girl complimenting his tattoos, like let's say it's like at a store or something, is that flirting or no? Or is that just generally like, would you ever just tell a random dude that they like your tattoos? That you like their tattoos?
I feel like it depends on how far it goes. Because there's times that I've been like, well, I'll tell like my boyfriend, I'll be like, oh, like, don't you think that tattoo's cool? I'll be like, oh, yeah. And I'll be like, hey, I like your tattoo. Oh, thanks. And that's it. But if like, let's say like, Chris had a bunch of tattoos and someone was like, oh, like some girl was like, I like your tattoos, or tell me about your tattoo. And like was kind of like rooting from just, I like your tattoo. Then I'd kind of be like,
oh my God, I love your tattoo.
Yeah. Oh my God, did it hurt? Oh my God, how much time did it take?
So pretty much, yes. For the most part.
The tone. I guess it's the tone. I don't know.
Like how you said earlier, it's not the way.
Oh, it's not what you said. It's the way you said it. Okay, just sort of quick sidetrack, but go back to your story time.
I got sidetracked again. What were we talking about?
We were talking about safety, going out to clubs.
Or like, women, yeah.
Oh,
so there was this was earlier this year in like June. One of my friends had a graduation party. She had just graduated from college. And a bunch of us were there. So I was there, Chris was there, Anna was there. And we were all drinking. We were all like, smoking. And I remember that we had met this other girl that was there, that she was friends. She was the friend of the party girl.
Okay.
And she was sitting by herself because she didn't know anybody. And then, we sat with her, and then her and Anna didn't know anybody else. I knew a lot of people, Chris knew a lot of people, but Anna didn't know anybody but us. And Anna and her started talking, so then we all kind of just grouped. And then, like, we formed a group, and we were all just within that group. And then we went outside, and this girl, like, I don't know if she, like, didn't realize it at first, but she was, like, flirting with Chris. She was flirting with my boyfriend right in front of my face. And I don't think like she realized in my head, maybe it's just me trying to like, you know, be a little understanding, but I don't think she like realized that he was my boyfriend. And I definitely saw it, and Anna definitely saw it, because I remember we look at each other and I'd be like, but I didn't say anything because I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, she's really doing that. And I was like, okay, well, let's just see what happens. And Chris is like, I love this guy, but he's so like oblivious sometimes. And he was just like, oh, okay. Like he just kept going with the conversation. She wasn't like touchy or anything, but she was just a little too like friendly chatty, you know, if that makes any sense. And I just didn't say anything. And this other girl that was there, I think she like noticed too. And I think she got mad for me, because I think I was also just like, you know, high, that I was just kind of like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But this girl, she like was like watching, and then, you know, she looked at me, and then I was just kind of like, you know, whatever. And then she looks at me, she's like, hey, Andrea, how long have you and Chris been together? You guys are dating, right?
Damn.
And I was just like, me and Anna looked at each other, and I was like, oh yeah, it's been like this amount of time, you know? And then I saw the girl literally like sit back in her seat and like did not say a word for like 5 minutes. And then that same girl that like called it out, she asked her, she's like, oh, I don't know, like, I think, do you have a boyfriend or this and this? And I was just kind of there like, holy fuck, like, what do I do?
She's like, I'm way too fucked up for this right now.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I don't know. But I guess it was just kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
And then that's when I realized, I guess this goes back to like the first question. It's like where I feel super comfortable in like my relationship, or like if Chris were to hang out with like other girls, I don't care. Well, like that's how I met like Anna. He used to hang out with Anna, and like we had this other friend, and I became friends with them, and now like Anna's like my best friend, you know. And he's had other like female friends. I think it just depends on like how much they respect you as like their partner.
Yeah.
Because there's, you know, girls that will not respect the fact that you're their girlfriend, and will so be like, well, he was my friend first, so I'm gonna be all like, you know, huggy, touchy, or like friendly, flirty, whatever with this person because they're my friend before you started dating them, and I'm not gonna change that. But if, you know, they start to respect that and they're like, okay, well, he has a girlfriend now, like maybe I should back off a little bit, or maybe like I shouldn't do this anymore or say these things anymore or whatever, then, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I like what you said, because if anything, I think it's more sus if your man doesn't hang out with women, because I feel like that means that they only see women as romantic partners or sexual objects.
Yep.
That's what I see it as. But I don't know if everybody would agree with that hot take. That's a hot.
Take.
That might be too hot. That one burned my hands. What about you, Brand man?
I agree with Andrea. I feel like I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. I feel like I trust my partner to handle that kind of thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you're friends with somebody and you're genuine friends, like, then this shouldn't be like a problem. I feel like it's only a problem if you were never really friends to begin with. Like, you know, like the friendship was kind of flirty, or they were always like kind of like, or like if they were always just friends with the intent of trying to get at you, and being friends is kind of like their consolation prize of like, maybe one day they'll slip through the cracks, you know?
Yeah.
But for the most part, I feel like I don't want to monitor like, nah, you can do this, but you can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
that's weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I can't trust my partner, then why the fuck are we even together?
Period.
Like, you know? And I feel like
Real.
and I feel like, you know, like the whole like I don't trust other people, like, yeah, like I get that, but I feel like I also trust my partner to be able to handle that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get when it becomes like creepy, or like it becomes like, this dude's not taking the hint and I gotta like step in or something like that. I get that aspect. But for the most part, if like, you know, so-and-so DM'd me, or like they asked me out, like, then handle that. Like, just saying, like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's
I
just my
agree.
opinion.
He's spitting. He's spitting.
So, I don't know.
Real.
King.
King.
Thank you.
Go.
Thank you.
Go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt either. Sorry.
No, that's all I have to say about that, I think.
I agree. I guess like what you said, that, you know, you can't trust other people, but I feel like your partner should be able to handle all that stuff, you know, if they're truly like, I don't know, into you. Or if they respect
like
you.
you.
If they like
Yeah,
you.
'cause
I guess it's just like more respect,
Yeah,
you
because
know?
I feel like if you're with somebody and like you're the one who always has to be like, hey, like she's dating someone, or like, hey, he's dating someone, it's kind of like,
Like,
why am I the only one who's like in this
Yeah.
relationship? Like, are you open for business?
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah.
chill out, chill out.
I know. I get what you mean. I've heard people say it's like, is there an energy that you're giving out that is inviting other people to come and try and pursue you? That's what I've heard. Is the I guess mature way to say it.
I just feel like, yeah, I feel like you should be able to trust your partner to handle that kind of thing, you know?
So can you guys tell when somebody's flirting with you?
When somebody's flirting with me,
no,
I can tell.
I personally can't tell.
What about you?
Me? I don't know. I always, because I feel like when I think somebody's flirting with me, something in my mind is like, I'm like, bro, don't get a big head. Like, they're not flirting with you. I'm like, nah.
For me,
They're just being nice. Well, because the only reason I say that is because I say that, like, myself, where I'm like, I like being nice to people, where I'm kind of like, but that's just more me, where I don't want people to see me as, like, a mean or, like, bitter person. Because, like, I've always heard that, like having a resting bitch face kind of thing. And that's, like, to me, I'm kind of like, I don't want to, my impression to be that I'm mean or that, like, I'm bitter. Like, I want people to know that, like, oh, like, I'm cool, I'm chill, right? And which is why I try to talk to people as much as I can. But that's not me flirting. That's just me, like, talking to people.
Yeah.
I think of that audio. For me, I always try to be nice to people because I think of that audio of, what if I was suicidal? What if that was my final straw? Dead ass. I try to be nice to people because you never know. I don't know if you guys can ever, like, you ever have, like, a bad day, like a really bad day, and then, like, somebody's just for some reason just fucking mean to you, and you're like, bruh, like, whoa, like, come on, bro, I'm already having, like, a fucking bad day. And then and that's what I think about when I'm out there. Like, you never know what somebody's going through, so always try to be nice to somebody. So that's what I think about, is like, I don't see anybody as flirting, because I just see it as, like, you know, everybody should be nice and, like, super chatty with people, because most people are probably fucking depressed or something.
But then that's why I think, like, you guys fall into that situation where a girl is flirting with you, and then your ass is like, no, she's not.
Yeah, that's why.
That's my
that.
thought. That's my thought process, at least. That's why I'm like, I don't know. That's why I'm like, I asked the question because I'm like, can you guys tell or no? Because then I'm like, some girls do be flirting, and then you guys aren't telling, and then that's how you fall in the situation, and then you have no idea how to get out of it, or you're already in it, and my ass is already mad at you. Like, bro, why did you fall into that?
I just think about, what if she was suicidal? What if this is her last straw?
That's just the way I think about it. Where I'm just that's why I say, like, the whole thing of, like, I can trust my partner, but then, like, what if their ass can't get out of it? Where I'm just like, bro, like,
just get out of it.
I get what you mean. Yeah, just get out of it. I don't know. I would just get out of it. I'd just be like, whoa.
I'd be like, bye.
Stop.
Step back, please.
Like, get away from me. I'd run away. I would just run. I would just start running.
But yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know, bro.
I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
But yeah, I mean,
She's already mad.
my boyfriend, his best friend is a girl. Like, I'm chill with them, always hanging out. She has her own apartment. They're always hanging out. Like, I'm chill.
She's
like,
her eyes like twitching.
I know. Her eyes. She's like,
I mean, I have guy friends, right? I have guy friends, so
I believe you.
I have one guy friend.
Brendan.
I know. You better be talking about this guy. Maybe she doesn't consider you a friend, like, but family.
I know.
We're just co-hosts.
We're just
Damn.
he sees me as a coworker.
Yeah, I see him as a coworker.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's fucked up. Go ahead, Brandon. Throw one back.
Yeah.
Get back.
I'm not like that. I don't have.
Oh, you're like, life will get you back?
Nah. Whatever.
He doesn't believe in karma, remember?
I didn't say that. Well, maybe. Actually. Maybe.
Because you think of all the bad people who have never gotten karma, right?
Yeah.
I like to believe that all the bad people eventually get some shit.
Yeah, me too. Because sometimes, like, some bitch will piss me off. Like, the other day I was driving. I was going to the mall. Don't go to the fucking mall right now. It's nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a fucking nightmare. I was going to the mall because I needed an outfit for, like, a party that I'm going to. And I was literally like right by my house. You know the Jack in the Box is?
Yeah. The one you worked at?
The one I used to work at? Yeah. I literally was like not even a block away from my house. And there was 3 lanes. And then I guess, I don't know where the fuck these 2 cars like sped up and tried to cut me off. And I saw them on my mirror and I was like, no, not today, bitch. And I like, I sped up a little bit, but I obviously stopped before I hit the other car. Yeah. And they were trying to like get in, and I let one of the cars go in because I was like, fuck it. But then the other car was like super close, like about to hit me. So I rolled down my fucking window. I like honked. I just held my horn, and I was like, fuck you, bitch. And then I just kept going, and then I was like, you know what? Karma's gonna get that bitch for trying to like get me. And then as soon as we got on the freeway, that car almost got hit.
Damn.
So I was like,
it's okay. Probably when they got home, they probably fell down the stairs.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully. If there is a God.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What, Bretton?
Well, because I actually was thinking about this the other day. And
Okay, let me hear it.
It was one of those situations where I was imagining a fake scenario and it was making myself mad. I just hate, like, I don't know, like, not specifically karma in general, but like, you know how like when people are talking about like, oh, the universe like knows and it's like teaching you a lesson and this and that. I was like, I feel like that makes me fucking mad. Like I feel like who the fuck are you to tell me what's good for me? Like suck my dick. I can fucking do that now. Well, it's I guess the way I see it, it's like, let's say I made a sandwich, right? Let's say I made like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Simple. I just wanted a peanut. I was just a little hungry, man. Mm-hmm. And then Steve walks in. He slaps the sandwich out of my hand and he stomps on it. And he's like, fuck you. And I was like, what? And he's like, actually, I got you this bigger sandwich. And I was, but I feel like, I mean, you didn't have to do all that. Like, what about that, like, was necessary? Mm. What if I just wanted, like, a small sandwich? Like, who are you to say that I wanted that? I feel like you could have just gave it to me. You didn't have to, like, stomp it in front of my face and cuss me out, dickhead. Like, I don't know. That doesn't that... No?
I guess it's because, like, if I was a sandwich shopper, I would only rationalize it with, like, because life is hard, bro. Sometimes in life,
well, like,
I gotta build your tolerance.
Well, let's say I was like, oh, Steve, like, let's go to the beach, and like I pushed you out and I made you walk home, and I was like, life is hard, bro. Like I taught you how to walk home, and
that's different.
That's fucked up, Brandon. Why would you do that?
But it taught him a lesson. Like he became a better man. He knew what he was.
But I gave you a bigger sandwich. What are you gonna give me? A bigger beach?
No, you got a reward. You found out what you were made of. You found out your way home, and you
had to walk.
You proved you weren't soft. This, and that. See, I'd be pretty mad. I would never speak to you again if you did that to me. I'd be like, my mom was worried sick. She called the police. Like, you took my phone. Like, what about that made me stronger? I just wanted to get home, you know?
Oh, because I splashed. Because in the ocean, your phone fucking fell.
You see what I mean? I feel like if you personified the way people interpret the universe and karma, if you put that as a person, you wouldn't want to hang out with that person. No?
But maybe that's why it's not a person. Well, maybe that's why it's not. Well,
like, what if your parents treated you the way the universe so-called like treats you, where it like makes your life intentionally hard and like miserable, it makes you suffer, and it's up to you to extrapolate that it made you a better person.
But like they didn't explicitly say that.
But you're the mean person though. Like
no, but I'm saying like if you got the universe and you personified it, like the people's interpretation of like the universe and stuff, and you made it a person, you'd think that person was a piece of shit. And you wouldn't want to be around that person.
I guess it depends, because what if there's a person who gets really good luck, has really good karma?
Because it's like in the movies, right? When there's like this character and it's like, Dad, you always beat me and you never told me you love me. And he's like, oh, I was toughening you up, son, because the world's hard. You'd be like, you're kind of a shitty dad. Like, you suck. Like, anything that I learned from that, it had nothing to do with you and everything to do with me. So, like, how does that make you a good dad? So when people are like, oh, the universe knows better and it's teaching you, I'd be like, I feel like there's a better way to teach me than to make me suffer. No?
That's deep, bro. Well, I think what?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
My sister never gets the philosophy stuff.
I don't get it. Well, cause
I get what you're saying. I get it.
Because I'm just like, if you're a mean person and like you're being fucked up to people, and I'm just like, oh, I hope, like, I'm not saying like I hope the universe like teaches you a lesson, but to me, I'm just like, if you're a fucked up person and you're just mean, I feel like you're just really sad in life, and like you do all those things because you're just sad like in life, and like I don't think I wish them bad, but Are you saying that the universe is me or the universe is the other person? I don't get it.
No, he's
No.
saying that if you personified the universe, right? Because you know how people talk about how the universe is like God or something. So let's say you personify how people treat karma.
Like if the bitch that was being mean to her in the car.
No,
Like
you're
if the
thinking,
universe
No,
is
yeah,
being mean
you're
to
not-
them.
you're thinking karma. I'm talking about like the universe in general. When the people talk about how like, oh, the universe put me in that situation to teach me a lesson, or the universe did that because it was trying to teach me this and make me a stronger person. I feel like for me personally, I want to believe in that. Like I desperately would like to hear an argument that I feel like makes that palatable for me. But the reason I can't find that palatable is because the way I think about that is like, well, if you made that concept a person, like if you knew this person who intentionally made your life really difficult and made you suffer, and their excuse was because it made you a better person, you wouldn't want to be around that person, and you think that person is really bad because you know that there's a better way for them to teach you that. And the way I think about it is like a parent. Like if your parent beat you and never told you they loved you and constantly made your life a living hell, and their excuse was, well, I did love you, it's just like I was trying to toughen you up for life, you'd be like, you're not a good parent. I feel like there's a way easier way to teach me that lesson than to make my life hard. And if anything, how dare you take the credit for that? Anything that I succeeded in spite of you. You didn't teach me that lesson. I taught myself that lesson. So that's why I personally find a really hard time buying that sell. I don't really have a problem with other people thinking that, like, at all.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm very receptive to how people feel because I want to believe that. But that's why I can't wrap my mind about that.
Yeah,
That
well,
sense?
the way I see it is that it's because whatever the universe, even if you personified it, the universe doesn't ask for you to love it back. It doesn't ask for you to have to respect it back. It taught you those values because that's what was good for you, whether you liked it or not.
But
It was very
but that's
stern.
where I disagree because I feel like whenever I hear that, everybody's like, you got to be grateful. You got to be like, show the universe gratitude for what you have. And I am grateful for what I have because I understand that I'm in a way better position. Like, oh my gosh, I have a pocket. You know, like I'm not saying that, oh, my life is so hard, but I feel like there's a lot of people who are in that situation. And I'm like, to me, the problem that I have with that, the only answer that seems to make sense is that shit doesn't exist and this is all random and I'm just kind of lucky, you know? Which is why I find it really difficult. Or like even the karma thing, right? I feel like, don't you think that's really sadistic? Like let's say I don't know. I just feel like that's really sadistic. Like let's say a dog bites another dog and then I beat that dog forever. I feel like, did that dog like even know what it was doing? For me to like beat it and make its life a living hell after that, that's like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
get what you mean. I get what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
calling
yeah.
out what you guys are saying. I don't have a
I
problem
feel
with
like
that.
humans know what they're doing though.
I feel like karma is just kind of like, it just happens. Like how they say, like, do good and you will receive good. It's like if you're just a shitty person all the time, like, I don't know. I don't really see why or how like good things would happen to you, even if it's just like you're walking down the street and like you stepped on dog shit. Like to me, I would see that as like karma. I'm like, oh, that's what you fucking get for being a bitch or being an asshole or something, you know? So
I know.
I wouldn't see it something like super like crazy. I'd see it more like smaller things.
It's like simple.
I know me saying that is just to make myself feel better.
Yeah.
Like it's just so that I can be like, oh, like I mean, who knows? I mean, like the whole car thing. I'm never gonna see that bitch again.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
but I'm hoping that like some shit happens just because like she was being like rude to me and like to other people. I'm just like,
Not
just
something
that.
crazy,
That's just like,
but
I don't know, not for them to like fucking die, but I'm just like,
but I feel like I genuinely don't have a problem like with anybody believing that. I'm just presenting this as that's where my mind goes, and that's why I can never seem to like fully like buy it. Because like for me, right, like let's say some guy flipped me off on the highway, I'd be like, man, I hope his fucking tire goes flat or some shit, something inconvenient. Obviously I want that guy to make it home to his family or whatever. But to me, like, let's say I did see that happen. Let's say I was driving, he flipped me off, and his tire went flat. I'd be like, why is karma answering me? Like, what about all the people who, like, lost their families? Like, what about this guy who lost his family to a murder and the murderer got away? Why the fuck are you answering me? Like, doesn't that guy deserve karma? Why are you, like, are you playing favorites? And so, obviously, the answer is no, right? So, for me, I'm like, the only way that makes sense in my head is that you just got lucky and that was just a coincidence, you know? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. I get what you
I
mean.
get it.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like the debate between like atheism and religion, where people try to rationalize like. I just think people try to rationalize like tragedy and occurrences all the time. Try to like put a meaning towards it when you could argue there is no meaning.
Yeah.
And to me, the only thing I can imagine is that karma is just like it's kind of like my sister said. It's to make you feel better. It's to cope, but whether or not that actually factually exists in the universe is a completely different argument. Because to me, as I've gotten older, I believe that reality and the universe in your life is your perception. Whatever you perceive it to be, that's what it is. Because for all you know, you're the only person who actually exists.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't like Andrea, Julie, you guys are looking at us like you will go your entire life never really know if we actually are conscious the way you are. Or you looking at me, like you'll never really know that.
Yeah.
So because of that, the world only exists based on what you believe.
Yeah.
If tomorrow you woke up and you were like, I believe in God and I believe in Jesus, and if I pray and every single time something good happens in your life, you're like, God gave this to me, because you believe it to be true, because that is your perception, it is in theory true.
Yeah.
You know? But
That makes
because
sense.
you very vividly don't believe in the karma, then it's not true.
I think it's just difficult because I feel like I really would like to believe in that.
I get
like,
that.
I would like to like put my chips in on that,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never heard like
Rebuttal?
I've just never heard anything to where I'm like, I feel like I can't find any holes in that. Like I feel like I can't find any holes in that. But I think that's like the irony of it. Like that's why it's called faith. You're supposed to have it in spite of like that. But I don't know that I'm that kind of person to be like, you know? Do you get what I'm trying to
like
say?
the one that's
Again, to reiterate,
discovery.
I don't think anybody's dumb or anything for like believing that. I feel like if you believe that, I envy you almost. Like I wish I could be in that position. That's just I'm just explaining that's why I can't fully ever like that's me.
Also to me it would be like, you know how you're like, why am I getting karma but yet people in other parts of the world are fucking suffering?
Yeah.
I think about in the sense of like and this is gonna be such a cheap answer and you're gonna fucking hate me for giving this to you. But I just think that the universe is so complex that our human minds, even if we were given the answer, if you were given the answer as to why you got karma, let's say karma exists, I don't think you'd be able to comprehend why.
Yeah.
I think that that we're not significant enough to understand karma. But I think you could argue it exists maybe.
Yeah.
But even if it existed and I explained to you why you got karma and other people didn't, you would be like, what? Like, I don't get it.
That makes
you
sense.
know?
God works in mysterious
This
ways.
is like such a tangent, but yeah, you're saying?
No, I was just thinking like the reason I didn't get it was because I thought your ass was talking about karma, not fucking the universe. Because I was just like, that doesn't make sense. Like, what is when you were personifying the universe? I'm like, what? How is that karma? How is that karma? Like, I don't get it.
But I feel like you could do that for a lot of concepts, and that's why I was kind of like, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's because there's karma. Technically, like where it comes from is technically the whole universe. There's karma and then there's dharma. You've heard of dharma?
No.
Well, don't look it up at home. I'm not gonna explain fucking philosophy. But since
but yeah, I mean, just to go back on that, I feel like just karma is just like I just use it to kind of just cope that like, you know, I hope that people who are mean and like use people and all that I hope that
they get what's coming to them.
They get what's coming to them. And one, I think, especially when people use other people, I like to believe that they're just miserable in their own lives. And like, that's why they just envy a lot of people and like just cause and use people a lot. And I think that's just me, myself saying that. Who knows? Cause I mean, you see people who are fucking mean as fuck and they're successful in life, you know? And I like to, that's why I think the other side of that is, that's why I like to believe that even if they are successful, they're not happy.
Yeah, I think that's more of a like a logical karma. I don't know if that's like the spiritual karma of like something in the universe will correct that. I think that's more of a logical thought of like, obviously if somebody's angry, somebody's mistreating people, somebody's abusing people, something inside of them made them that fucking miserable to be an abuser. You know what I mean? You think about, I mean, if you guys have ever seen documentaries about people who are some of the most heinous people, they got fucked up shit done to him. Fucking Hitler got made fun of for his art. Why do we always talk about that guy? Well, I always talk about him, I guess.
I think he's like
Thanos.
He's just like a very.
The epitome of like evil, right?
It's like he's history. Like it's like
everybody knows who that guy is.
Yeah.
But like that, like, and then you saw how his end came. You know, boom, like bullet to the skull. You know,
if it did happen.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, people
Is
say
he
he.
alive?
Argentina.
People say he went to Argentina and he lived out the rest of his days there. People say he went to
Antarctica.
and the final battle of World War II was
Well,
in Antarctica.
because there's a
that had UFOs.
Yeah.
well, because there's like what, like was it the Zodiac killer? Like
Ted Cruz?
Fool never went to like fucking jail.
But he had dementia. You don't think that's enough?
So the universe got him.
Maybe he got tortured.
I don't know.
That was his bad karma. He got dementia.
That's why. But he got to live though. He killed people, but he still got to live.
But you don't know.
And he didn't end up in jail.
You don't know him. You don't know him.
You don't know his life.
Yeah, you don't know his life. Maybe he was miserable.
You know his name, not his story.
Yeah. All right. Well, Brandon,
Nice
what
pull.
Julie do you have more?
No, that's it.
Brandon, what's on the agenda? What was is that or was that your topic?
No, that wasn't my topic, but I guess it's kind
kinda relates, right?
Kind of relates. Yeah. Well, I remember Catholic school a lot.
Yes, sir.
Just because I don't know, what an interesting portion of my life.
Our life.
Our lives. Yeah.
Our lives.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
You didn't go to Catholic
Not
school,
me.
right? You're lucky.
I went to public school.
And I think I was thinking about it because what was it? The 12th. What's the actual name of the day called? The
El
Virgen?
Día de la Virgen de Guadalupe.
Is that actually like the okay? I was thinking about it that because I was seeing like old people from middle school post the church of the middle school, and I was like, that takes me back. And I was remembering this like I guess funny story that I feel like I always remember, but I don't think we've ever talked about it on the podcast. And I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys were even there, because I don't. Do you guys remember that time when we were at church and some guy tried to attack the priest?
I don't think I was there, but
You guys weren't there?
no.
I don't think
You always
so.
tell me about it, but
That-
I wasn't there.
That's crazy. I feel like I remember that a lot.
What grade were you in?
Man, I wish Chad was here because he's a
Yeah,
key player.
yeah.
He's a key player in the story.
He's in the story.
Yeah, he's like the biggest part of the story.
You always bring it up, but I
Did
don't
he
remember
stand
it.
up or what?
Okay. So let me spin you a yarn. So do you guys remember? I'm surprised you guys weren't there. Maybe the rules are foggy in my head. But do you guys remember when we'd always have this thing called children's liturgy?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we'd have to do it on Sundays. Like we'd have to come in on school on Sundays.
Yeah.
But we'd do that like once a month.
I don't know. I don't
You
remember
guys never
doing
went.
it.
Yeah, you guys never went.
I was like, I go on Fridays and that's it.
Come on, bro. Why would we go?
Because there was something that made us go. There was something that they were like, if you don't go, this happens.
Like service hours or some shit?
Something like that. And
Not me.
and anyways, well, for those of you guys who don't know, children's liturgy is just a mass hosted by children. So like the mass is just like, the readings and the prayers and all that shit. Little kids go up and do that.
Sounds sus now.
Yeah, interesting, right? we were probably third, fourth grade. We were probably in the same class. And the only reason I remember that is because the teacher who was there was Mr. I'm not gonna say his name.
Bleep.
Mr. Pantalon. He reminds me of Pantalon.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So it was like early Sunday morning, right? And everybody's kind of nodding off because we were little kids and nobody wanted to be there. And it's early Sunday morning. And we get to the part of the mass where they read the Psalms. Do you remember that portion where it's like a reading from the book of this, and then you say,
and it's
like,
praise
and
be
then
to God,
I
or some shit like that.
I
Yeah.
fight for my life to not fall asleep.
It's before the priest actually goes, right?
Yeah. So Chad was doing that. So he was the one who was reading those. And during I guess the Sunday ones is different from the Friday ones, because I guess Sunday's when like the whole community comes, so you can write in like prayers. So you'd be like, oh, my aunt's sick, can y'all pray for her?
Yeah.
So he was saying something like, oh, and we pray for this, and then he said something that led up to it. He said something like, oh, and for those like for those who are suffering battles we don't even know about, some shit like that. And right as Chad was about to like finish up, this guy gets up and he's like, yo, I got a prayer right here. And like everybody like jolts awake and like looks, because you're not supposed to talk. And the priest, you guys remember the priest? He's the most famous priest.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, like you can't like talk, like that's not what that is. And I thought at the time, like, oh, it was an honest mistake. Like maybe the guy thought like, oh, you can just
participating
share.
time.
Yeah,
You can just share.
you just share. So he's like, so the priest gets up and he's like, no, like you're not supposed to talk right now. And the guy's like, I just want to say that Jesus Christ is a false fucking prophet. And he starts like screaming, and the whole church starts like wooing and awing, like, oh my god, somebody do something.
Somebody
It went in chaos.
Yeah, well, because I remember
somebody fainted.
well, because
They caught him.
well, and it made it worse because it was all a bunch of kids were in there, so everybody was like, what, you know?
What do we do? What do we
Yeah.
do? They started panicking.
Yeah, we started panicking. And then I'll never forget because he started talking down on Jesus' name, so you don't do that. Big no, right?
Yeah.
In church?
Yeah, so he started being like, Jesus Christ is like a false prophet, this and that. I don't remember what he was saying. And I remember Chad was excuse me. I remember just seeing Chad's face, and he was just like
Valid.
Well, valid.
Little ass kid and
Yeah.
adult man is screaming at
it's
you.
like, yeah. Well, he wasn't screaming at Chad.
Well,
he
yeah,
was
but he's
screaming at
screaming.
like the masses.
Yeah.
Like he thought this was like
At God.
yeah, this is his moment. And at that point, like everybody, like all the dads start getting up, being like, "Yo," like, you know. And then the priest, I thought it was kind of cool. He starts walking over like Stone Cold, like, you know?
like
yeah, well, because
when he's ready
he
to
was-
kick some ass.
He was levitating.
well, because
in his robe.
Oh, like he powered up.
yeah.
It's go time.
Because he got up to like confront the guy, and I remember I was like, whoop, like, oh, he's gonna like go say something to this guy. And when you're a kid, everybody looks like a giant, so
For sure.
it looked pretty cool. Like, they come like face to face, right? And the guy had like something. I think it was like a rosary, and he like tried to throw it over like the priest's neck to like.
Damn.
Choke
To like
him out.
do something like that,
Yeah.
right? I remember that's what people were saying.
Uh-huh.
Like that's like was the murmurs because everybody was like,
It's cheeseman though.
you know.
That's not
Uh,
real.
No, but I remember him vividly doing something like that, and the priest was like, oh shit, like, you know, valid. And then like I guess like the deacon comes and he like punched the deacon, and then he takes off, right? And all the dads and like the teachers, like it's like an angry mom. They're like, get his ass.
Yeah.
And I remember Chad being like, get him, dad, because his dad got up. And I just remember being like, holy shit, is this happening? Like, what the fuck? And do you remember they had those big, like, giant doors in the church?
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, everybody looks big when you're a kid, but he looked like a big dude. He, like, slammed through the doors and the whole, like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny that this angry mob descended on this guy. And apparently they caught up with him and, like, I don't
They jumped him.
I guess so.
They were they were out of religious property, so they were like, "Fuck it, it's free reign."
Yeah,
so they started just stomping his ass.
I guess they caught up with him and got his ass.
They Freddy Kruegered his ass.
That's a good way to put it. But I just remember after that was the most awkward mass ever. Cause I was like, oh, are we not gonna like talk about how that guy tried to kill the priest? Like nobody's gonna say anything.
Everyone went back to falling asleep.
I was even expecting the priest to like try to like spin that into like you see
A prayer.
like when sin like approaches
When
us.
Satan tries to enter God's kingdom,
we must.
We must all come together.
Yeah.
No.
We're doing it right now. You see, they should have hired us.
Nah, not at all. He was just like,
That was awkward.
he was just like, Jesus. Because I was like, that guy tried to kill him? Like, was he gonna like mob boss that guy? But I don't know. I didn't it just got me thinking about how like I don't know, wild Catholic school kind of is. Like, I don't know. Because they always was feed us that propaganda that it was the world that was wild and they were the cool ones. But like stuff like that, I'm like, that was pretty insane. Like, I don't know what that guy was on. But I'm genuinely, I thought you guys would remember.
I guess we just weren't there.
Yeah, we weren't there, but
especially if it was Sunday, nah. Our asses were.
yeah, if it was
Ours
Sunday,
were not
hell
there.
nah. Hell no. We probably didn't even tell our parents that happened.
Yeah, I feel like because my parents work on Sundays, so like, nah, our asses weren't there.
Yeah, come on now.
I was probably asleep.
Even though we lived across the street,
I know.
Yeah,
we could have easily just walked there. And especially, it's like what 8 a.m. Hell no.
It was. I think
That's
it was like at 9 or 10 or something like that.
That's probably straight memes.
my ass was still asleep. I feel like I wouldn't wake up until my parents got home.
Honestly, back in those days, hell yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's wild because I feel like the church always had beef with somebody. They always had active villains.
They
They
still
still
have-
do. They still
yeah,
have
They
that.
still do.
And that lady flipped me off, so fuck that lady.
But you said it wasn't to you, right? It was just to the crowd.
All right, so the story with that is like, so you got even
Wait,
if
can I tell? Because I know it. I know the. Do you want me to tell the whole story of like her origin story?
you
and
can tell
everything?
her the story and then hand it off to me with my part. Where
Okay. So at the church that we would always go to, that's connected to our middle school, there was this old lady who lived across the street, and she complained every single time that when the bell went off at 12, that it would basically. She would said this that they would like basically shake her house and wake her up, and she couldn't do anything around the house. She couldn't sleep because she would just be in constant fear that it was about to go off. I don't know if she had PTSD, I don't know what, but that's what she said, right? And so she would always complain to the school and the church, and apparently the school got sick of it, so they sued her. They sued her for like a defamation, all this other stuff, and she actually won. She won the lawsuit, and because she won, she took it like a vow to for the rest of her life, because she's an old lady, to constantly just harass the church. So she's basically out there almost every day holding a sign that says that she got sued by the church and won. And she sits out there in front of the church every day pointing at them, saying that they try to sue her and send her to jail or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, if you guys don't know, I'm sure everybody's heard it. Like, it wasn't just at 12. The bell would go off every hour. It was like a clock. And it would ring like, if it's 9 o'clock, the bell would ring 9 times. You get the point.
Yeah.
You know? So she was very like, I guess she didn't like that. You guys lived across the street. Was it really that
we
bad?
never heard it. My ass never heard that shit.
You tuned it out?
I don't.
I
feel
would
like,
hear, but I tuned it out.
I feel like, bro, we were there. Like, I mean, she was like in front of it. We were like on the side of it. So
there was like maybe like
there was a school in between us, but like, I don't know. To me, I feel like either I got used to it, or our house was just really that strong that we just couldn't hear it. Like,
Yeah.
I just remember I just wouldn't like notice it anymore. But I don't know if that's because we were there for like 9 years that I
Yeah.
just tuned it out.
Well, she's been there just as long.
Yeah.
we were there for 20 plus years.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
she's still, like, to this day, I go home and I see her. And I'm like, man, I hate you because...
I hate you.
So then,
yeah, tell story.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean...
So she didn't flip you off. She did.
Okay, so it was me, my sister, and my cousin. We were walking to school. It was like... It was before school. And you know the street that you guys used to live on?
Mm-hmm.
And that was, like, the entrance to the school? We were walking, like... We had just crossed the street to, like, walk that. And this car just, like, comes ripping around. And, like, it starts driving slow. And a slow driving car, I was like, oh, like, is this what I think? Like, and she...
In LA?
Yeah. And she...
As a little kid, you're like, Many Men started playing in your ear.
Yeah, I was like,
Many
oh, no.
Men.
Is today the day? And she just rolls down the window and she's just like, she's like just driving, like
Flipping the bird.
And I was like, what did I do? Like, I don't know. I was a little kid. I was like, what did I do? And she said something, but I couldn't hear what the hell she said. She was, I don't know. She's probably like,
She's like, goddamn.
yeah. And then,
Kids. Goddamn white kids. And that's what really ticked you off, huh?
well,
like, I'm not white.
I was just like, what do you say fuck me for? Like, I don't control the bells. Like, what?
Were you wearing a uniform?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
So
go.
she probably thought like, I don't know.
Guilty by association.
Yep.
Those are your.
So I don't know, like if like she was flipping like the whole like fuck the church and that gang, you know, like you know,
Yeah.
The ops.
If you rep in the church, fuck you too, you know,
Yeah,
that kind of thing. But I remember the principal saw, and she was like, I don't know if that's what led to their lawsuit, or if that was
maybe.
no, not that specific event, but like that was more like she's doing too much.
It was on Brendan.
Damn, it's all connected.
Damn.
Well, because I
Brendan.
remember like the whole community hated her because I don't know, everybody like loved that church for whatever
Yeah.
reason.
She's crazy though.
Yeah,
Because at that point, like, if she's doing it to like the kids, like, girl, like, you're fucking
Yeah.
insane. Like, it's. I understand if you have a problem with like the church and like the people who are in the church, but what the fuck do the kids have to do with it? Like, they're just there.
Yeah, what did
You know,
I didn't-
they're at
I don't
school.
control it.
Why you say fuck me for?
Just
Exactly.
even that, like how much spite she's full of to have devoted the rest of her life to basically every week be there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess she has nothing else
Well,
to do.
I always see she has a sign and she name drops the priests. Like,
Yeah.
so and so tried to sue me and I won.
Yeah.
Fuck a dude named.
Well,
Father.
because I generally didn't know who she was for like a good while, And I think the first time when I saw her with the sign that she like got sued, I generally was just like, well, you know, the Catholic Church, like they did some shit to her, they violated her, and like that's why she's like out there because like I don't know, the priest started touching her weird or some shit like that. Because I only learned about her eventually through you guys because I never noticed her. Like I didn't even know who she was.
I remember she had this chant: "Bell, hell, no justice, no peace. I was prosecuted by a priest."
She kind of did something.
She ate that one little thing.
Kind of catchy.
Bell, hell, no justice, no peace. I was prosecuted by a priest.
But I think sometimes because I'm I used to be so resentful to that school because I was just like, these teachers are fucking assholes, and the principal was also an asshole, and just everyone was there was just like stupid. That I was just like, I'm rooting for her to win. Like, I was like, yeah, she could do whatever she wants, I guess.
I always had maybe like some like leeway with her just because I'm like, I guess I get it. If you were sued by the church, you'd be like, man, fuck these guys, you know?
I feel like she's kind of instigating. I don't know, but maybe I'm biased.
You're biased because you got flipped off.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
Well, now you've devoted your life to, to her downfall.
I would also get, because I feel like that bell wasn't there, like, because I feel like I don't remember hearing that bell that often.
Bro, it was there.
Until eventually, like, I started hearing it a lot more. And then they put, like, fucking speakers or some shit.
Oh, do you remember it started playing tunes sometimes?
No, but it always did that because it was during this time of, like, because remember, oh, my God. You're making me remember Catholic school. Do you remember there was the calendar and then there was the Catholic calendar? And it was like, oh, it's ordinary times, Advent, Easter, this, and that. And then there was that one where... What was it called when we had the wreath and you light the like the purple and pink and white?
Oh yeah, I don't know what it was called, but I know what you're talking
like
about.
Easter or some shit. I don't know.
No, that was Christmas, I think. Advent, I don't know.
It might. I feel like it's Advent, but I don't know.
I just remember when they were like, "Oh, it's purple today," and then a couple months later, "Oh, it's green now."
It's
and
pink.
It's like, and then it's a white. No, like the decorations and the priest would wear like.
Oh, yeah,
green.
yeah.
Well, because it meant something, right?
It meant
like,
some shit. I don't remember.
I know purple is the resurrection, right?
Purple was Jesus. Pink was like I don't know. Like.
I know what you're talking about. Anyways, yeah.
But like the thing you're talking about, it was during a specific time, and it was like a specific church like song, and they'd always play that. I kind of thought that one was annoying because that one would go on for like 7 minutes.
I think that's the one that would go on at 6 p.m. because I
Yeah.
think that's when my parents would come home.
I don't know, bro. I swear, for a good while they didn't play shit.
You're tripping, bro. They did. They did. You just tuned it out.
I feel like for a good while they didn't play shit until eventually they started playing like.
You know what I was saying?
Because I remember I was like, I remember I got annoyed at that shit because I was like, bro, why the fuck are they ringing bells? Like, why do they do this now? Because I remember it was because like they started getting money and shit, and I remember I was like, I'm not saying that it wasn't like in all our lifetime, but I feel like when I was there, they wouldn't play it that often. The
only reason I feel like I remember them always playing the bells is because that's how we would know when recess and lunch would start. Because when you'd hear the bell, that's when everybody would be like, oh my God, like it's like lunchtime. They'd be like, the bell doesn't dismiss you, I do, that kind of shit. And then like, because it would play hourly. And then you'd get the 3 o'clock one, and that was like what time we went home and shit. I don't know if they always played the little jams like that. I remember feeling kind of
he kind of hit that.
Yeah. But I don't know. That one I will agree it was pretty annoying because it would go on for like 17 minutes, and then the whole town would be like
17.
Well, it was like really long, and they would always give us this lore about why it was really long. Like it was. So I remember that one annoyed me, and then the whole town would be like, "Yo, they're playing this, and that," you know. So I don't know.
I think it's the one that went on 6 p.m. because I remember it would always play when my parents were coming home, and that's what time they would come home. I think it's the one that would play at 6 p.m.
Interesting.
That one would play a long time.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's all I really had to say about Catholic school. I don't know.
That's
I feel
cool.
like
that was a funny story.
I've been remembering a lot of.
Andrea is religious, so.
You're religious?
I'm a religious.
You didn't know
Lies.
that? You're a religious?
She's saving herself for marriage.
She's a God-fearing woman.
I am. Look, I have the Virgin Mary.
Yeah. The ring is an abstinent ring.
It's a purity ring.
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't
She's married to God right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. The drink is actually water.
Yeah.
It's wine.
I'm just drinking it so I could look
cool.
cool.
Yeah, you're right. It's just so she can fit in.
Yeah, and I have some crackers right here. It's the body of Christ.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, they let you just take that?
Yeah, it's just because it's me.
Oh, because you're such an angel?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What
She's
happened?
devoted.
Are you studying your nunship now?
Yeah, I just have to
She's
do
trying to be
some
ordained.
stuff. Yeah, I just
She has to
gotta,
break
Do
up
my
with Chris.
stuff.
I gotta break up with my boyfriend.
Then that's what they're
Yeah.
waiting on to
Yeah.
give you the nunship.
They're like, dump his ass, and I'm like, oh, don't say that word.
You're
That's a bad word.
That's a bad word. We don't curse in this
Yeah.
church.
They tested me, and they were like, you passed. So
Well, we'll have you back on when you're a nun, but having you
Rick-
on this time was really, really
It's really
good.
nice.
Thanks, Andrea, for coming on the show.
Thanks
we
for
really
having
appreciate
me.
you. It was a really nice, fun episode, really deep too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we hit every facet. We had range today, which is
Mhm.
really, really cool.
Did.
Never
Yeah.
say we don't have range.
Yeah, it was a really good episode. But we're gonna go ahead and give a shout out to our Patreons before we go.
Yeah, shout out to Yoel, Jada Chicano, Daniel Villanueva, and Sara without an H. Your patronage is greatly appreciated. And if anyone ever wants to join the Patreon, our link is always in the bio. We have a lot of cool content. We actually post on there. We have like 10 videos on there.
Yeah.
Exclusive content that you guys
Yeah.
are missing out on.
We did it so much. That's why we've taken a break, because we've literally have done nonstop.
Yeah.
So
But thanks again to Andrea for joining us. It was lovely having you on. We hope everybody watching enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys next week.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas.
Bye. It's happy holidays.